Welcome. We are live. Drop your city, drop your zodiac sign. It is I, Sacred Stripper. Today we're talking about fear of being liked. This is another conversation topic in our ongoing series for our monthly group healing, healing the muses and healing the mother wound. So today we're going to talk about what is the fear of being liked and how does it play into the mother wound? How does it affect us in our day-to-day lives? Welcome everybody. Drop your city and your zodiac sign. Oh yeah, I'm triple streaming. Let me pin a comment so you guys know what it is. Drop your city and your zodiac sign. Okay, so we know who's here. And as you know, I am Sacred Stripper. Tips are appreciated. Give you this good energy. I love to feel your good energy back. My Cash App is Sacred Stripper. My Venmo is Sacred Stripper. My PayPal is admin@sacredstripper.com. So I'm going live right now on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. So if you can see this, say what up though. Okay. So I'm just gonna start talking, even though nobody's here. So you guys, I actually debated. It's funny that nobody's even here because I was literally just gonna film just a video, but I decided to go live. I had all my stuff set up and I just decided to go live. I think that is part of the fear of being liked, is that like sometimes it does take a toll on my energy to go live and talk with so many different people, even though I love it. I like talking to people. I can basically start a conversation up with just anybody. But sometimes it makes me a little nervous because of this underlying fear of being liked. And it comes from, like being singled out, being like, oh, she's special, being singled out for attention and getting negative or unwanted attention. A lot of people don't understand that when they're looking at someone who looks beautiful to them, who looks like a beautiful woman to them, they're looking at someone who's quite likely repeatedly been violated their entire life. So, you come to have a different relationship with attention when it's been forced upon you, or it's been negative or unwanted, or it's led to resulting in you getting hurt. For example, I get upset because this guy is in the gas station hitting on me too much. My friend doesn't understand why I'm getting upset because I look good. She thinks, oh, well, you look good, or, of course he's paying attention to you. Look at how you look. And I'm like, yeah, and I'm afraid that he might try to kill me because I'm scared now, because that's what people do. If you don't give them back the attention that they want to get from you, they get really upset sometimes. And, being a vulnerable person in a vulnerable position, sometimes it can get to be like, it can be scary. And you see a lot of sex workers and former sex workers do things like wear really baggy clothes, cover up our bodies, dress down, or like let our looks go, especially if we're out of the industry, because it's like, or even sometimes that's also a self-sabotaging behavior within the industry. It's like, I don't even want to look good anymore. Don't look at me. Like, I don't want to be seen, and it's just like, yeah, it's because of that fear of being liked. So, hey, welcome. This holds us back from being visible in our businesses and in our lives. We got to find what works for us. Everybody has to find what works for them, regardless of who you are or what it is. It just has to work for you. It doesn't have to make sense to anybody else. It doesn't have to sound good or look good or be good to anybody else. It just matters that it's good for you. One thing that sometimes happens while we're growing is that we might outgrow our surroundings or our current boundaries. So we need to set new boundaries and reset those boundaries and show up in different ways. Instead of, like, for me, like, instead of talking one-on-one to so many people every day, I'm going to talk me to all of you all at once every few days or something like that. It's like, so I'm still getting to do what I like to do, and I'm still getting to put my service and my bounty out there, because, like, I think that people get the idea of service really twisted, but that's a conversation for a whole nother topic. But service is not always about, like, it's not really, okay, it's not about submitting to other people. It's about submitting to the divine will. I'm not serving you because, like, I'm just, like, here to serve you. Like, and that's one of my things that I said in my rant, in one of my rants before, where I was like, y'all only care about Arab women when we're providing some type of service to you, or feeding you, or fucking you, or giving you like, threading your brows, or giving you a Brazilian or some shit, or telling you about makeup. But that's a conversation for a whole nother topic. So shit is so funny. I had to make a whole podcast about it. Shout out Majnuni Confessions. If you know, you know. Yeah. Yes. Like, that's why I made the joke that I deal with avoidant attached people rather than secure attachment people, because I'm like, these secure attachment motherfuckers don't even want to let me leave. Like, they, like, don't want me to go nowhere. And I'm like, I got to go. I got stuff to do. So don't let people tell you what type of relationship is supposed to be working for you. You don't have to, like, I think, like, a lot of people think that they're supposed to do things a certain way. And that also goes in with this whole fear of being liked. Like, actually, like, someone is going to love you for the worst parts of you, if they love you at all. And if they don't love you for the worst parts of you, then they don't really love you. That fear of being liked, it's like weird, because it coexists with, like, this extreme people pleasing need for likability. But we don't really, like, okay, so there's so many different things going on. One is trying to control the situation, in any situation, of how we're going to be perceived so that we're not hurt. And this is something that gets passed down generation to generation, and that's why it's part of healing the mother wound, and it's a generational curse. Because I literally, like, growing up, having, an elder tell you not to wear shorts because somebody's gonna look at you, or don't smile because they're gonna think that you're smiling at them, and then they're gonna come over. And I'm Muslim, so I grew up with, all the adults around me, most of them wore hijab, they covered, and the whole transition between being a child and being a teenager was really rough on me, because all of a sudden it seemed like I was dirty, I was untouchable. The same people that would give me a kiss and a hug before wouldn't give me a kiss and a hug no more. And that hurts, but then on the flip side of that, with, trigger warning, with abuse in the family, that's that fear of, a fear of being liked, of, like, I'm the special one. Like, I don't want to be the special one out of all the cousins or all the siblings, because that means that somebody's going to try to hurt me. I just want to blend in. And that fear, that very early fear of just being so cute and so sweet, and then everybody, like, I'm being so vulnerable, and everybody's always being like, oh, she's so beautiful, or she's so cute, or whatever. And this is the cross that beauty bears. People, outsiders outside of the cult of beauty, like, I'm gonna say the cult of beauty and mean that to mean, like, the people who are beautiful, the beautiful people, the beautiful people, the beautiful people. the cult of beautiful people, like, you know, those who are beautiful. And that's why I said, like, if you see somebody that looks beautiful to you, guaranteed you're most likely looking at someone who's been repeatedly abused and violated throughout their entire lives. And it becomes necessary to shut that light off because out of protection. Because if I show up as sparkly and beautiful as I really am, someone's gonna try to put me in their van and steal me. Like, I can't be out here like that, you know. And it just like gets ingrained in us over generations for parents and grandparents thinking that they're doing what's right to keep their children safe. So that any hint of sexuality gets snuffed out. Like, it's like, no, you cannot have your own sexual fire, your own creative fire. Either it gets snuffed out or it gets abused. And one of the ways that it gets abused is by being a people pleaser, like by, you know, having to make everybody feel good, having to do everything for everybody that makes them feel good, with no limits on that. Okay, so now you're grown. So you know that's the experience growing up. So now the child is grown. And surprise, surprise, there's relationships that resemble those early formative year relationships. A lot of times we'll never really get the healing from our parents that we might want. That's why we do energy healing. That's one of the reasons why we do energy healing, because we can bypass all of that. And y'all can say what you want about spiritual bypassing, but if that gets me closer to where I'm trying to be, then I'm going to bypass spiritually all day. So don't hate the player, hate the game. That's all I got to say about that. I'm stupid, I swear. I be cracking myself up. All right. So it is what it is. You can use spiritual methods powerfully. I definitely turn up my nose at everybody on the internet that I see, like, trying to say, like, dark magic is bad and, you know, talking about, like, overemphasizing being a light worker. I don't identify as a light worker. I identify as a shadow worker, and this is what I work with. I work in the shadows of these issues that people don't want to talk about, like, who, you know, fear of being liked. Well, let's go into our fears. Let's not pretend that we don't have them, because that's not going to do anything. But when you face the fear head on, then you can actually address it and alchemize it. And it's magic. It works magically. Oh, gosh. I mean, fear of being liked is, it's two sides to the coin. There's the fear of being liked and there's the fear of being disliked. And they go hand in hand. Usually if you have one, you have the other. Next, we'll talk about the fear of being disliked so we can get real specific. But to be specific about the fear of being liked, it's a direct fear of bodily harm. Think about it. If somebody gets murdered, assaulted, or abused, or like violated in any way, who's the most likely person to have done it? Anyone? I know everybody should know the answer to this. Everybody should know the answer to this. People can't hurt you unless they're close enough to you to do it. And when we have people who have been close enough to us to hurt us, especially from a young age, it makes us question our own discernment and our own judgment. Exactly, the lover. It's most likely the lover. Who else is going to be that mad? Who else is going to have such a personal stake in it? Who else is going to be so invested? This is something that we're healing in our bloodlines, because some of us involved in this round of this healing, we have people in our lineage who were murdered or did murder their lovers and their spouses. And I just filmed a pick a card reading for Divine Love, Twin Flames. for my YouTube, and I cannot wait to share that with you guys. But that's one of the reasons why it's so important to expose the truth about twin flames and to really have a conversation about this, the difference between divine spiritual love and toxic spiritual love. And the fact that some of us, we got a little bit of toxicity in our divinity, okay? So it is what it is, and you can love it or hate it. It ain't gonna stop me from doing me. So there's that. That's that on that, period. But we have to have these conversations and be really aware as spiritual healers and spiritual beings out here that are doing work that is literally manifesting a new world. When we are focused on our energy on healing the planet and healing one another, that is revolutionary and very powerful. And yes, there are entities and energies that definitely want to stop you from doing that, but they won't succeed. They can't succeed. That's why they have to try to stop you. And so it's important, for us to have affirmative conversations where we validate reality with one another. That's the work that we've been doing. A lot of changes are going on. So, as these changes unfold, I'll share them with y'all on a need-to-know basis. But you've already seen how my work has been changing and the way that I present it has been changing. And it's opening up to expand to support our larger mission as a community, which didn't start or stop with me. I'm just the messenger. And, people get caught up in looking at the messenger. The message is there. It's not to be judged. And I can't judge myself when I'm delivering it either. It is what it is. I'm here for it. I'm showing up for it. And I can't stop myself from being who I am. So if I show up authentically as myself, people are going to love it. They're going to like it a lot. I can't get away from that. I can't stop that. I was born in this body. I got this. I got what I was working with. I came here, and I can't stop people from finding me beautiful and finding me attractive. Well, actually I can. And that's the self-sabotage aspect of the fear of being liked. Is a fear is so strong that if people do like you, you will go out of your way to prove them wrong. Like, you're wrong for liking me. You shouldn't like me. And it goes to the terrain of self-sabotage and self-distrust and a lack of self-esteem and a lack of self-love. So you deserve better than that. Just because you never had the support and the stability and the structure to actually be able to be yourself and be safe doesn't mean that you can't get that for yourself. You can't make that happen for yourself. It's about making wise choices that line you up with that reality and accepting nothing less than that, not settling. You might get something and it's kind of good, but it's not all the way what you want. So you don't settle for it. You keep it pushing. And that's one way of getting over the fear of being liked, is knowing that you don't have to entertain everyone who likes you. You don't have to accept every offer that comes your way. You don't have to meet every demand or validate every request. It's not your job. You just have to be you. And what's important is that you like you. You can get up in the morning, you can wake up and just smile and say, like, yes, I love this. And even if you don't feel that way, that you can just like be easy with yourself and make a way for yourself to feel what you're feeling and get through it, and be all of who you are, including, by including the one that feels the emotions. You deserve the best. You got to bless yourself. You got to bless yourself. It's not a crime to be beautiful. It's not a punishment. It doesn't mean that you are asking for it. And we can let go of all the ways that we've held on to these stories about ourselves, of like who we are and what we are going to experience out in the world. No, change the narrative. You wrote the book, flip the script. You can do that. Deep down, you got to be you. So that's all I wanted to say. Just something quick, you know, because we really we don't really need to say much. We just really need to delve into what's this issue is and what it's bringing up for us. Where do you show fear of being liked? Where do you demonstrate insecurity because you're just too alluring and you're afraid of being harmed because of it? That's real, okay? And anybody can understand that. So it's time to start validating yourself and validating your emotions and how you feel and feeling them, you know, instead of just always going into bad bitch mode. Like, we know you're a bad bitch, you know, but you have a softness inside, and you have a hurt little girl that sometimes takes over, or a little boy, or whatever gender you identify with, you know, that's you. You have a little one inside that sometimes takes over because we need to pay more attention to them. So that's why we do this work. We're healing the mother wound and healing the muses. We're getting our voices back. So last month we did healing Lilith and healing the father wound, and we just basically, like, you know, we burned everything down. We went Kalima on their asses, and we reclaimed what's ours for us. So we really feel in ourselves right now, and I want you to enjoy this moment. Like, don't forget this. You know, relish yourself. We're healing the muses. That's what inspires us. That's the muse that makes us get up every day and keep living. That's what we are here for. That's the muse. And we're healing the mother wounds, the ways that our mothers unintentionally killed this joy inside of us, or tried to, because no one can kill your joy and no one can steal your joy. It's your joy, and it can always come back when you summon it, and when you continuously summon it and you make space for it to be there. So that's what we're doing. So with this energy healing, it's going to be live, group energy healing. We are cleansing and balancing the chakras and the auras, clearing cords that connect us to past situations and people, and we're calling back all the lost parts of our souls that have been involved in any type of trauma where they split apart from us, and we're bringing our souls back together in wholeness, in unity, in oneness. And we do it as a group. It's stronger as a group. So we're all dealing with different things, but some of us may be dealing with some of very similar things, and by putting our will together, our will to work on it together, we can go further. I've been leading group healings ever since I started doing Reiki, and I like, since I got certified doing Reiki. But you know, this has been like basically something that I've always done, and it takes like extra effort to do it as a group, but the rewards are so beneficial because then we can enjoy it all as a group, and it shifts the whole entire culture, not just for us as individuals, not just for us as participants in the group healing, but for all the people that we're connected to and the larger society as well. So it's really exciting. If you want to be a part of that, make sure you check out sacredstripper.com. You can join up there. This is going to be the last month where it's a one-time sign up. Going forward, starting next month, it's going to be a subscription-based thing. So when you sign up, you're automatically consenting to subscribe monthly to the group healing. So that way we can just, you know, be invested. We can just be a little bit more invested and committed. I think that's important. Okay, healers, make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel also, because as soon as I get it done, I will be dropping that Twin Flame Divine Love pick a card reading for you. Peace, healers. Masalam.